only reason they bring it.
Welcome to the new Gabby AF podcast featuring yours truly, Mickie James.
AF.
Where nothing happens.
Nothing happens, but yet everything happens at the same time. Have you ever listened to a podcast where that's happened?
I feel like that's all podcasts.
Nothing happens, but everything has happened?
Yeah.
Everything,
What?
everywhere, all at once. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, me either, but it won a bunch of awards.
Did it?
Yes.
Yeah.
My life is everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
That would be the title of my autobiography
Really?
when I die one day.
Why do you have to die first before your autobiography comes
I mean, don't
out?
they write books about you after you've lived life?
You know, an autobiography.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like autobiography.
So
means like
biography,
you.
auto means
Yeah.
me.
You to write it from the dead?
Yeah, how about
Oh,
that?
you're going to possess
Take that, Undertaker.
Gabby says?
Why is your arm so straight while you're doing it?
I don't know, because if my arm was possessed by a demon, by an autobiography wanting to write
Me.
after their dead demon,
Here's the thing. You wouldn't be happy.
it would stiffen my arm.
It would hold up the microphone while you talk. It would stiffen my arm.
It's about to get Gabby AF.
We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. It's nothing less, cause you rocking with the best. Now we about to get Gabby AF.
Did we start?
Well, we were talking about koalas that had chlamydia,
Yes.
and I was telling you how they got them, but then we just got sidetracked. But this is every conversation that we had.
Every conversation we have, I don't think people understand. We don't actually have conversations about anything substantial. We kind of just have conversations where one person will say something, then me and you make a joke about it, and we laugh. We just came from the big event, New York.
So much fun.
That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for all the fans that came up for pictures because they would say something nice. And me and Mickie would say something. She would turn and we would be crying laughing.
Had the best time ever, honestly. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. And I felt bad. You know what? I was like, oh my God, there was a lot of people at the big event.
Yeah.
Are you doing it? I feel like I have an awkward position too. Let me just finish telling. Thank you to
I'm
everyone
listening.
who came out to the
Yes.
big event. We had a great time. We
I
got
had so
some
much fun.
treats. Look, we got back
We're
here.
gonna
We're
gonna do
gonna
a
do a little-
mukbang.
Is it mukbang?
I don't know, but it sounds funner.
Mukbang?
Mukbang.
Bang!
Gonna mukbang this shit up. That sounds more fun than mukbang. Actually, haven't had a good bang in a while. But
Can I just tell you about the chlamydia?
oh,
with
please
the
tell me.
koalas? If we can just
I think everyone needs to know about
go
this.
back
actually.
to that story.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
obviously, whenever one of the last times I was in Australia, they
Yeah.
said that, oh, you're not allowed to hold the koalas anymore because every time you go to the zoo, you get to hold the koalas. 'Cause
Right.
Everybody wants to hold a little sweet little baby koala,
Oh,
like little
yes.
sleepy, you know,
Hell
Highland
yeah.
eucalyptus trees, little baby koala, and you weren't allowed to hold them. And I was like, well, why can't I hold the koala? Like I thought that was cool. And it was because they have the chlamydia.
Interesting.
Which
It
you can only
fascinates
really
me.
catch the chlamydia if you have sex with the koala, right? Or if you touch it, you can also. I thought it was a sexually transmitted
Transmitted as an
transmitted disease.
STD.
But also, can we talk about how sexually active the koala bears
Yeah,
are?
honestly, that was more what I wanted to talk about.
Wrap it up, kids.
Wrap it up, okay? Like, I'm very shocked by this because we
Yeah.
should have way more koalas in the world if they're just banging it out all the time. I'm
Right.
gonna, mukbanging it out.
Mhm.
It's very
Full
interesting. Listen, everything we do, you think we're not smart here? I've been looking at. By the way, if you're watching this, we were looking at the wrong camera the whole time.
That's
so
okay.
now we're looking at the right one.
Yep.
So don't think we're
welcome.
not smart. What are you talking about?
Smartest.
Smartest people in the room.
Yeah. SMA art.
That's SM. That's smart with 2 A's.
Art.
This is wildly off track. I promise we're talking about stuff here.
Yeah, we
besides
do
that.
have very important stuff to talk about.
Very
besides-
important.
I mean, we did have a great time at
So much
the,
fun.
big event this week.
was
This
so
was
good.
actually a great time. Like
Oh my
I
God.
laughed so much today. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank
Mickey's
you.
line was to the door. One of the, probably the longest
Unbelievable.
line there. Like, your fans are awesome.
They're amazing. I
So
have
many
best
young
fans.
like girls too that just like look
Yeah.
up to you, and they were so excited.
There was
to
the
see
little
you.
girl Taylor, which if I have to go get the thing, which
Yeah.
Taylor used to come to all the shows. And I feel like this was early when Hardcore Country was born.
Yeah.
And she would come to all the shows and everything else. And then fast forward, I just met her today, and
Yeah.
she's like all grown up and like brought me a picture of all the.
It was so
pictures.
sweet.
It's so sweet.
You're breaking my
Fresh.
you're taking my V card of the hotel interviews, though. I will say it's about to get weird.
There you go. That's the tease right there. That's how we're promoting this episode.
It's about to get Gabby AF.
Yes.
Her.
Oh.
Talk. So you have not talked about the card for her at all.
Yes, I know.
We're breaking news on Gabby AF
I
in
know,
the
I'm
hotel
very
room
excited
before the
about it.
mukbang. And
It's
I
on
actually don't
your-
even know. It's not like you gave me a teaser before we sat down. Like, I don't know.
I have
shit.
it on my notes over
Oh
here.
yeah.
I have it over in my notes right here because we've been working on this card. First off, I want to say, thank you to STARRCAST Events.
Yes.
Thank you to OPW in Australia, Cam Vale. Nick and I started working on this tour kind of idea with going over with Cam about 2 years ago.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, and it's taken a while. Brought STARRCAST in and Conrad and all that, and then it's really cool to be able to head up this project and to be in charge of like trying to bring another all-female show together,
Of course.
but not
News.
I have an idea after, and if we don't do it, can we cut it out? I want to prank call Nick
oh my god,
and just go, is your refrigerator running? Well, then you better go catch it.
right quick.
Anyway, keep talking about her because this is the whole point of this interview.
That's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, Gabby, we're going to be together
Yes.
in New York.
Yeah.
You know what? We should do an exclusive where I can run down.
Thank you for putting it on Gabby AF, by the way. I'm excited.
Oh my god, it's going to be great.
I know.
It's like my second time on Gabby AF.
It is. You're the
I heard you're
veteran
having
now.
My husband coming on.
He
soon.
is. He will
Yeah.
be coming on, and I'm
Quite
about to interview him.
Dashing, very dapper. That one.
Mr. James.
Mr. Aldis.
All this and then some.
Because when you get Nick, you get Aldis.
That's my favorite thing. I want a T-shirt with that on it.
Yeah. I think he used that line on me one time.
Is that how he
Yeah.
got you?
Kinda.
That's how we met, actually.
Yeah. And then I said, I'm a looking. And
And I'm a liking.
That really happened, actually.
It was just the accent that got
Yeah.
you. Let's be real. Men with an accent always have an up, and it's like not fair. It's really not fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen him waltzing around backstage and stuff, but certainly when
And the suit.
he did it on purpose, though.
Yeah,
Let's
of
be
course.
honest. Like he comes out freshly oiled up
Yeah.
to go to his photo shoot, which is
Yeah.
on the other side. He didn't have to walk through the arena.
Yep.
Sure, it was the shortcut.
Yeah,
but-
sure.
I think he knew that I was in the center of the ring with Lisa and we were rehearsing.
Yeah.
But he chose to take this grand entrance down the ramp and around. So
typical
what am I supposed
wrestler.
to do? Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, who's this?
As the
handsome
light
little devil?
shines on his
But-
abs, like blasting off with the glistening of the sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just done about probably 50 push-ups, right? Just like
right before he did the walk, so that it
Yeah.
was bulking out.
tenascular.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good word.
yeah, tan and vascular together.
Tanascular.
Tenascular.
Photo shoot and go.
Yeah.
He's like,
That
oh,
way.
is it this way
Yeah.
or that way?
Every man in New Jersey that's tried to
That's
pick me
what-
up at a bar does that.
Does
so
he?
that's fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
do
I'm-
they?
Listen, I'm screwed when it comes to dating, but that's a whole nother story.
I'm so
You're lucky
sorry.
you found someone.
He's lovely. He's wonderful. But of
Wrestlers are
course,
scary.
I go, I thought that I had said it to Lisa, but very undercover. But you've heard me. You know how I
Yes.
communicate.
Your whisper I hear across the street.
Yeah. I'm like, so I turned to
Gabby?
Lisa.
Gabby! That guy's hot! Don't say anything.
Don't tell him.
Don't let him know I like him.
But yeah, I turned to Lisa and I was like, I'm a
Damn.
looking and I'm a liking. Like that to pop her and Al Snow.
Yeah.
And he totally heard me.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was not a whisper, but it was
It
was
worked out.
Mickie James whisper. It was-
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a
Normal
rumble.
talk.
Which is a rumble in and of itself. And it's hardcore. It's
Yeah.
a hardcore whisper.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you to have him on your show.
I'm excited to have him on.
Yeah.
It'll be a first time for Nick, but double time for Mickey. So
Totally. That's me. I got
We'll
two,
see.
babe.
you got to
got-
catch up.
I got two, babe.
Listen, I know
I got two, babe.
you've been singing. She's been singing song lyrics to me the whole day, and they're
she
like old
doesn't
songs.
know
Like I
any of
don't know,
them.
and she's like, you know that one, and then she starts singing. I'm like, I don't. I would love to laugh there and be on that level with you. I don't know that one. I
She
hate
didn't
to
know
break it to you.
Angie by the Rolling
Angie.
Angie. No, you didn't even know Angie by the Rolling Stones.
I didn't know it.
I don't even know how to feel about it.
I apologize, but
I'm
like
hurt. I'm cut deep.
I know. I
Yeah.
and there's nothing I can do except say I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And like I told her, if it's not Mickie James that I'm listening to, I'm not listening to shit.
Then she said
Listen to anything.
that's the only music that she actually purchases on the iTunes.
Yeah, obviously. And if
Everything
you don't
else
do it
is on
now,
Spotify.
yeah, Spotify, and I listen to
You're
the
getting
ads because I don't
streamed.
care enough about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not paying for that shit. I don't care. Yeah, sell me the ads. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because listen, I listen to, I have to listen to podcasts and I watch pro wrestling while I work out. Honestly, quite honestly.
Uh-huh.
So like the pump up music, also, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching,
yeah.
old matches and Cody Rhodes and The Rock's promo. I was like working out too because it was getting me pumped up because
he's getting fired
heel.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's on a new one right now. The Rock.
He's been serving it up.
Do you like it? Like, are you into it?
I smell what he's cooking.
I don't.
Pops is cooking.
We could do a mukbang of just whatever Rock's cooking.
I'll tell you what he's cooking.
What? Tell me.
Potluck dinner. Because you don't know what he's going to throw in there sometimes.
It's an all out 24-hour buffet because you
It's
don't know what you're getting.
You're getting some meat and 3.
Yeah, but you're always going to
1, 2.
but you're going to leave full
three.
because you're happy with the experience.
Yes, with a smile on your face.
5 fucking stars, Rock. Are you
Videos,
team?
mixed abs.
This is a real question though, because
Okay.
I need to know. Are you team Rock or team Cody? And hold the mic closer when you tell this one, because this is gonna be the headline.
Okay, listen. Little baby Alexis Lurie, little Mark Lurie
Yeah,
was a Rock fan.
yeah,
And I think that even I think I will always be a Rock fan.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm on Team Rock.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know. Maybe
it's hard for me.
I know because
You know how
love
I feel about Cody.
Yeah, I love Cody, but he got to wrestle last year at WrestleMania, so he gets to wrestle again at WrestleMania.
How many WrestleManias has Rock wrestled at?
I don't know.
Probably more than 1
Yeah.
or 2.
Yeah, and I just remember
A
them
few.
being awesome.
Yeah, they're all awesome. That's the Miz.
I
I'm
just
a-
remember smelling what he was cooking all the time.
Listen, it
was
smells good. It
delicious.
smells great. It
Yeah.
smells great, but you know
I
what smells
remember
better?
If he asked me if I liked pie or strudel, and
Did
you know
he?
what? I was like, no, not in real life,
Oh,
on television. he
yeah.
did. And I was like, you know what? I've had them both. I enjoy them both.
Why choose?
Why
between
do
two
I have
phenomenal
to
things?
choice?
And that's the thing. Why
choice?
choose between Rock and Cody when they're both so great?
Right.
But they're very different than pie and strudel.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Rock's
yeah.
Rock's this big, meaty, angry man. He's coming out, guns blazing,
coming in
coming
hot.
coming in hot. He's coming after everybody in Cody's life, by the way.
Yeah, he's coming in
Making
hot.
Cody cry on his promos. I don't like that shit. Cody's my friend. I don't want to see him
I
cry.
wanna see Cody cry. It hurts.
He's the heart and soul
Of
of-
professional
of
wrestling.
professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I love Cody Rhodes.
I know. I love Cody Rhodes.
It's like
too.
a thing. Like people come at me and I'm like, no, he's my favorite. I said today in an interview, he's greatest of all time.
It's because he's your friend, though.
Well,
Right.
no, I would say they asked me. They didn't say greatest of all time. They said who's your favorite wrestler ever, and I said that changes for me a lot because I didn't grow up watching pro wrestling,
Right.
and I'm not in the business, obviously, like you are.
Totally. Right.
So it changes for me a lot who my favorite is, because I become emotionally invested. But I've never been more emotionally invested in somebody like I have been in Cody. I will
Right.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I know him, but I also think that he just is very good at connecting with the fans. Obviously, look at what's happened,
No, he's absolutely very good at connecting with the fans,
and he's changed the
that's
business.
the difference between, and that's a learned thing. I mean, obviously, being in the business and from his father of like that emotional.
Yes.
That's why Dusty was so successful, is that he
Mhm.
could emotionally connect with the fans, and that's how anybody, if you want to be a legend in this business, you have to be able. That's why the people are still reacting to The Rock when he comes out, because he
Yes.
was able to emotionally connect with the fans in that sense.
That's why people freak
So-
out when they hear your music.
Just grab their heartstrings, and I want to
Oh
pull
my
on them.
gosh.
I want to pull on those.
I get so
feelings.
hyped up when
Yeah.
when your music hits and you
Thank
come
you.
out.
Thank you so much.
I know.
I mean, I'm
Listen.
not Dusty Rhodes, but
No, but
know.
you're Mickie James.
yeah, I am. I am Mickie fucking James.
And as much of a legend as Cody's becoming, and as much as a
Maybe
legend,
one day he'll be like me.
Cody. I was actually going to make such a good transition. I was going to be like, Cody's a legend and his father's a legend. And also a legend making waves, especially for women's pro wrestling, which is not being done, is Mickie James. Because of OVW and because of her.
Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm excited to be able to come and work with OVW. Just everything shifting from Nick going full time with WWE.
Right.
It was like a big shift. And then I was with Impact, and I still have so much love and would work with Impact again tomorrow. But it's just a lot of moving parts. And I was like, you know what? I just need to pull back. And then in that kind of thing, as I pulled back off of Impact schedule so Nick could go just do whatever with WWE. And I got talked to Ed, who's, one of the new owners.
Sweet.
He's so sweet. About coming in and working with, everyone at OVW, but also like really looking at expanding their women's division, which obviously, is a big passion of mine.
Of course.
I already had a lot on my plate because we just announced, obviously, that I'm playing the mother in the last match musical.
The mother.
There can only be only one. That's
mother.
it. That's me.
Mother.
So I knew that announcement was coming out soon, and which I'm super stoked about. And
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous.
Why?
Which I haven't been nervous for stuff in a long time.
That's
But
cool.
I'm nervous about that. And then obviously I have her on the horizon as well, which I'm really excited to have a second opportunity to be able to present an all women show.
Yeah.
And to highlight women in Australia. I think that, even when we start talking about it, it was women's wrestling is still one of those things that isn't as celebrated as it is here in the States or even Japan. So I thought, if we by teaming with STARRCAST and doing all that we could really highlight women's wrestling and hopefully have a whole surgence like there is everywhere else.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. It is a bit more challenging because I'm not there, so I don't know. I'm only seeing, tape wise or video clips of what I can see from the ladies, because I've never wrestled a show or have the ability to like call on someone that I actually know or trust,
Right.
to go like, hey, what's the skinny on this one,
Yeah.
or whatever,
What's
which I was able to do with Empower a bit more. So it has presented a little bit of a challenge, but I think we have some amazing talent and put together a pretty awesome card, which I was going to run down with you today.
Run it down. I'm ready.
Run down with you today. So yeah,
Pause
that's
it.
why I invited you to my room.
Listen, I'm sure not many people have been invited to Mickie James's room, and I'm happy to see that I'm one of
My
them.
hair is going crazy back here.
Guys, we have a problem. Recent studies have shown that testosterone levels are falling in American men. Low T is linked to depression, low sex drive, and weight gain, so it's important to stay on top of it. You could go to a TRT clinic, but it's expensive, awkward, and in most cases, not necessary. You just need to stimulate your body's own natural testosterone production. It's time to check out the ultimate test stack at legacysubs.com. The majority of testosterone release occurs while you sleep, which is why the ultimate test stack features their best-selling sleep aid Recovery PM. Test X9 stimulates testosterone, T-Assist inhibits estrogen, and Recovery PM gives you the best night's sleep you've ever had. You're gonna feel like a new man after trying the ultimate test stack for 30 days. If you don't believe me, check out all the verified 5-star reviews on Top Rated. Legacy Sports Nutrition is founded by 3-time world champion and Smackdown general manager, Mr. Nick Aldis, and 11-time women's champion and future Hall of Famer, Mickie James. And they personally use these products themselves. If you need more assurance, they're NSF certified, third-party lab tested, and made in the USA in an FDA inspected facility. And because you listen to this show, you can save 10% off your order at legacysubs.com now by using Gabby at checkout. That's Gabby. That's legacysubs.com. LEGACYSUPPS.com. It's time to level up with Legacy.
So yes, I know we're going to run it down. I'm super excited. I
Yeah.
feel very honored that it will be the breaking news on Gabby AF that we are putting this out there, and I appreciate you doing that.
Oh, come on. No, I love you. You know that. And I want to
You're
support
the
you. But I
best.
thought this would be the perfect place as we celebrate women and women empowering
Yes.
women, to be able to run down the card, but also just talk about like how cool it was to do all this and to be working on the last couple of years of like trying to put this together with Nick and I. And then Nick obviously got hired. So then our part of it is kind of falling on my shoulders a little bit more. But then obviously bringing in Conrad and
Yeah.
Steve K and then Cam in Australia has been fantastic. Like we
Amazing.
wouldn't have been able to pull this together with Oceanic Pro Wrestling if Cam didn't have this vision and this idea to want to
Right.
do it. And then obviously opening the doors for like Impact to go over, and then other companies to kind of follow suit to just bring Australia because they're hungry over
Yeah.
there, you know. And if hopefully we can level up their awareness for how great women's wrestling is
Yes.
in 2024, that you know, they'll love it as much as we do.
You've
But
always been such a strong like pillar for women's pro wrestling. Just
I
women's
appreciate that.
just women's pro wrestling, even in like the industry. Like I don't think people realize, even like with me or like media people, like just anyone involved in pro wrestling that's a female and trying to make it, you're always super supportive of, and that's why you are who you are, and that's why people love you. I've never heard anyone say a negative thing about Mickie James. I don't care what anybody says. It's 100% true, and
That's because I have this face, you know.
it's the face.
It's the I wish a motherfucker would face.
Yeah. Get her done.
Get her. Going to get it.
But I'm
just kidding.
I-
but not. Am I?
but not really.
Oh.
It's Mickie AF now.
Oh my god.
But that's why I love you so much. That's why we've always been close. And we met it's not like we've known each other that long, I feel like. But I
No.
feel like I've known you
We
forever.
met on Busted Open.
Yeah, I brought
Like,
you into Busted Open, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't have the power to do
Well,
it, but I was the
Marissa was the
suggestion.
one who I think she called me.
But I was the one who suggested you.
Well, thank you.
Because we had you as a guest so many times, and I was like, wow, she's just very good. She's a good talker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we should go through the card of her.
Yeah.
Since it's breaking news here, we've teased it a lot.
Yeah, we have teased it a lot.
And one thing I don't like to do
and I
is
just
a
want to say
tease.
thank you to everyone who's been so supportive, been so amazing.
Yes.
I see the excitement. I see the comments. I had asked them, I'd went to them about like, okay, Oceania Pro Wrestling. I said Oceania Pro Wrestling was going to, you know, crown their first ever tag team champions for their women's division and to send me a bunch of tag teams. And they did. You know,
Yeah.
I had asked when we originally went on the journey for the fans to send me, because I don't know, like I don't know the scene over there.
Right.
Please send me the best of the best, like of who you think should really be showcased. Because I felt like, the first one, Empower did a really good job of that, of like highlighting a lot of women that hadn't really, that had been seen or people knew of, but hadn't had a chance to really break out and have that opportunity and shine. And even out of that, I go, oh man, a lot of those girls, a lot of women that were featured on the first one, like they went on to get contracts and they're doing amazing things right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, but they went into that pay-per-view, not a whole lot of, not a lot of people knowing about some of them,
Right.
like Masha Slamovich, for
Right.
example. Like I saw her, it was like some package or something, and then I saw her there, and I'm like, oh my god, this girl is amazing,
Amazing.
and and then she came out and and then you look at her now, she's like, what,
Crushing it.
3-time tag team champion,
Mhm.
like, and just killing it with Impact. And there was that Sky Blue, for example. Sky
Yes.
Blue was like in one of the opening matches of that card,
Mhm.
and now she's on TV every week,
Crushing
just
it.
killing it.
Yeah.
So it's just cool. Chelsea Green, I mean, if we could talk about
Chelsea,
the
shout
woman.
out Chelsea Green. Love Chelsea Green.
Ciao.
Ciao. I don't have something like that with you, Chelsea, but you know how I feel
love
about
her.
you. I love
You know what
Chelsea.
this is right now? It's that moment. Oh,
Say what kind of
Bridesmaids,
moment it is. Oh,
where you're like,
yeah. Chelsea Green. Next time we do this, Chelsea,
Look,
you're
right
getting
here.
the invite for the bar. What did you just say? That was not from the movie.
Cuckoo.
Okay, that's obviously some language you and Chelsea share.
It's not.
It's-
I made it up.
This is bad. This is bad. When you're gonna start crying. Your makeup looks so good. Oh, Chelsea, whatever that means. I
love you.
ditto to that. We're gonna Chelsea come to our next mukbang in the hotel
thank you
room.
for winning the cup.
Should we have Chelsea?
And
on
I
next?
hope it's still on your mantle where it belongs.
Do you know that I have a Chelsea Green figure because I was given one
By
for Christmas?
MajorBendy.com?
No, for Christmas, like one of my friends got me a figure, and it's a Chelsea Green one, and it's the first one I ever got.
That's amazing.
I know, and I don't think she knows that or not. Probably not.
Are you gonna get it signed?
Maybe Chelsea, you got to sign it, or take a picture next to it,
Ooh.
or we'll take a picture all
Okay.
together when the three of us
Or
have a slumber
you
party.
Can
we have a slumber party?
Yeah.
And then we'll do the mukbang with Chelsea.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think
Chelsea
she
would have fun.
Love that.
I love
I
her.
think she would. I love her too.
I have a
She's
girl
so
crush on
funny.
her. I just think she's
Yeah.
very hot.
She's the cat's meow.
That's like such an old school saying.
She's the real cat's meow.
She's like, listen, and you know who stands up for her is Nick Aldis. She's got beef with Adam Pearce all the time because no one knows her worth like we do. You know what I'm saying?
She's
They
a
take
real
advantage of
star.
her. She
Yeah.
is a star.
Yeah, no one can wear a toule like that.
A toule?
Is that what it's called?
No.
The fluffy
A
thing?
tutu?
No, it's not a tutu.
Is it a toule?
Toule, you say?
To
Hold
lay
on.
to lay it on me, Mickie.
I know where I'd like that toule.
Now it's tole.
Does
To lay it out for me.
what is a toule?
She's asking her phone for people that aren't watching and just
Here's some
listening.
information.
Oh no, this is not it. No, it's not. That's not.
Why is your Alexa literally the voice of Nick Aldis?
I don't know. I think he may have planned it that way.
Did you put an English accent?
I did not.
Why is it
Apparently,
English?
when you call my phone as well, it's an Englishman. And someone's like, well, "Did you have Nick do the?"
That's amazing.
I go, "No, I did not actually."
So this is also literally not on topic at all, but I've always said
Aha!
okay. Cut me
Toule,
off.
toule dress. Will take a look ski. What is that?
Tool.
Tool.
It's
That's what I said.
tool.
That's what I said.
It's Tulle.
Toule. It's French.
It's French for tool.
It's French for tool.
So tool is the stuff that it
Toule.
is, but it smelled like toule. Did you ever? Saturday Night Live. Robert Goulet. Will Fer-
Staring contest, you and me.
What?
Ba-da-dee-da-da-doo. Goulet.
Goulet. Goulet.
What the hell?
I'm going to pee my pants on this. I'm just letting everybody. I don't know what to do. You know that Tommy was on my show and he told me you're allowed to
To pee your
piss
pants?
yourself twice a year or shit your pants. I also don't think it. He said this when he
I
made
don't
like a
think that
call
you're
in on the
ever,
show on the
like,
phone. He told me this. Oh, he texted it to me and I read it on there. He said you're allowed to shit your pants twice a year without people giving you anything for it. And I said, that's Tommy Dreamer rule, which does not count in the real world.
Why are you telling people that you shit your pants?
It's Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah. Wait,
He's
what? Don't tell
disgusting.
people when you shart. It's already embarrassing enough. Right?
I would.
So you wouldn't just go around announcing it, right?
I mean, I would hope not, but wouldn't
I
people
mean-
be able to tell from the
As you're like squishing, trying to
the smell?
scooch it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We
I don't know that because girls don't.
girls don't poop.
They don't.
They just don't.
Mm-mm.
But we give birth, so that's our balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We just went on a rant there.
This is
Only
Am I-
45 minutes in.
of a rant.
My partner's gonna kill me.
Oh
the
my
fact that
God.
we have
not gone
listened.
to the card.
Why can we order?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
So are we ready? Are we ready to talk about the card for her?
I
mean, obviously you've seen the names coming
Yes.
out. We've seen, Victoria, Lisa Marie,
Mhm.
Tara she's going to be there.
Mhm.
Myself, clearly. Vix Crow, formerly known as
Ooh.
Foxy,
Yes.
is going to be there.
Love her.
Hosted on commentary, but our hostess with the mostest is SoCal Val because our girls are really
My
doing
girl.
our Gaul girls are really doing it, but also just announced is Legend Bull Nakano who's
Ooh,
going to be there.
that's exciting.
It's very, very excited. But we also have the Impact, the Knockouts World Championship on the line in the main event, and the current champion is Jordynne Grace, and we just saw that.
The Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut, which is it's going to be really like to come off of like the stuff with her, like which I was so proud of her,
Oh,
you know, for the Rumble and everything else. But to come off of that, and I know she's, you know, just defended the title, and so you know to be able to work with Impact and get that and get TNA's representation
Yeah.
over at STARRCAST. For StarCast Down Under and for her. It was really, really important. And also Jody Threat from TNA is
Yep.
going to be there. So I have
Mhm.
her in a very special match too. So if you don't mind,
Ooh.
you
If
know,
you don't
there's
mind,
a
the
lot
floor
of
is
ladies.
yours.
You know, I do hope you're looking forward to her, and you can, you know, go to the website, go to starrcast.com. If you are in Australia, you can go still get tickets. There's all kinds of amazing packages and stuff like that. However, you know, we will have a way for you to watch this, obviously, if you're not in Australia, and you can go back and watch this.
Yeah.
As it is a pay-per-view, darling. You know, one of the big sponsors is Visit Victoria.
Okay.
So this is where I still need a little help from the audience, from fans, because I wanted to do a 6-pack challenge and call
Ooh.
it the Victoria Classic, hosted by the Queen Victoria.
I love
herself,
that.
Queen Lisa Marie Tara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we bring in and we look at and showcase probably the 6 best talent Australia, the 6 best female talent, obviously Australia has to offer at the moment. And so we have nailed down 4, and I'm still like looking for the final 2. Like I really am like, because I've committed I'm like, it's a 6-pack challenge.
Yeah.
Right. So we have Tar Lee.
Okay.
And Tar Lee had reached out to me when I first announced about her. She was, you know, very excited. She's from that area, but also, you know, really wanted to be a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tar Lee. Then there's First Class Alicia.
Ooh.
Yes. The Phenom Lena Cross.
Nice.
And violence artist Charlie Evans. So we got 4.
These are like poetic names, by the way.
Really
very poetic.
Yeah, very poetic, very cool. And they're amazing. Like these,
Yeah.
all 4 of them are really, really amazing. And watching their stuff, like I'm like, oh, shit, it's gonna be
It's
great.
exciting.
It's gonna be so exciting. I guess I should tell you, you know, so Victoria will crown the winner, and obviously the present, because that's
Queen
gonna be
Victoria will crown the winner.
You know, of like who really is like maybe the one to be watching
Mm-hmm.
in the Aussie scene.
That's awesome.
Coming out of that, I have been in deep communication with my dear friend who I used to travel the road with together, and we have traveled the road a lot together. A
Mhm.
lot of roads that we have traveled together. And I look back over my career and I go like, I've faced this woman one time in my whole
Wow.
career, and it was for the Divas Championship.
Oh my gosh.
And we have not wrestled, not a house show, I can't think of another time that we've actually been face to face. We've always been on the same team. So we're just talking and looking at where our lives and stuff are now. And I was like, there's nobody else that I would really love to face more than someone who I consider one of my best friends. And that is Vix Crow. So
That's a good little story. Like that, I just got chills, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be awesome.
It's been a long time coming, I think. And I think even from the last time that we actually faced each other, where we were in our lives, but where we were in our careers, it's way different than where we both are now.
Yeah.
On so many different levels. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome.
And hopefully we can deliver. And, you know, there's a lot of competition that night because there's a lot of amazing women on the show. Then we have the OPW Women's Championship on the line, and the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch, Erica Reed, who is the current champion, will take on Lizzie Ivo, who Lizzie I've met in the UK. She's she's a British girl, and she's coming in for this show. I think it's her first time actually wrestling in Australia.
Mhm.
And she's fantastic. And if you're not following, go follow her. I really love her a lot.
Okay.
Like, she's got an amazing backstory. She's a real hard worker, and I think she's got it. I really like her.
She's got that spunk
She's
in
got
her.
that little spunk. She's got something there. Then of course, this show is going to be right outside of Melbourne, so
Mhm.
it's we're looking at like in Ballarat. So Miss Tenille is coming home.
Ooh, love
Yes,
that.
Miss Tenille is coming home to Melbourne to face on one of this woman's name that they could not keep off their lips the minute that we said that we were coming over there, and that
Mhm.
is the arm collector Jessica Troy. And so those two will be battling it out. Tenille
Nice.
versus Jessica
Love
Troy.
Tenille.
It's going to be awesome. There's also the AAA Reynas de Reynas Championship on the line. And what I decided to do, the current champion is Flamer
Mhm.
with AAA, and she's amazing. And I thought, well, we're having her come from an international standpoint. What if we do like an international kind of showdown with a different, unique brand representation? So obviously from Australia, and who one of the best, attractions and best female wrestlers I think that have come out of Australia is Steph Delander
Yes.
versus the
Yes.
champion Flama
Wow.
versus in a triple threat,
Damn.
a little cross branding, TNA Knockout Jody Threat.
Wow. That's
So,
going to be interesting.
that
Steph
will-
Delander is a badass.
She is a badass.
Like, and the shit she does with the Matt Cardona, like, is just
it's awesome.
awesome.
It's so different because it's so different also than what Matt was doing with Chelsea.
Yeah.
When he was with Chelsea, because obviously that's his wife, to
Yeah.
be able to do with
I love
Steph
it.
is just so different.
Yeah, that dynamic's really good.
It's great.
That's going to be a banger.
Yes.
Banger.
Then we're gonna have
Still going.
Haven't seen Bull Nakano in a long time, and I thought how better we're gonna Cam has agreed to make these Oceanic Pro Wrestling women's tag team titles and to crown the first ever tag team champions. And when I said earlier, like, I went to them and asked, like, well, who's the best tag teams? Who's the best tag teams?
Yeah.
So Bull Nakano will crown the first ever OPW women's tag team champions that night. And the two teams that we have competing, after like scouring and looking and taking everybody's suggestions, is Frankie B and Nikki Von Blair, which is PPK, versus Kingsley and Shay Cassidy, the Backslide Girls.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Like
they're
that
both
name.
Australian teams, obviously. And I had a bunch of names, but those were very consistent in coming. So I looked and checked them out, and I was like, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So both those ladies, good luck to you both. And then obviously the TNA Knockouts World Champion.
Miss Jordynne Grace.
Yes. And that championship was on the line after I talked about that in a previous thing with, after talking to Gail.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out and I was like, oh, who should we actually, StarRCAST, and then they put out like, who should Jordynne face? And there was one name that kept popping up. And that's Delta.
Ooh.
So I feel like I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
This is a dream match scenario. So it will be Jordynne Grace versus Delta for the Knockouts World
That's awesome.
Championship.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, that's going to bring the house down, I feel
I got
like.
chill bumps
Just thinking about it.
It's going to be killer.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's
I held my
amazing.
microphone right here the whole time, I think.
You honestly did. I was actually very impressed by it, and I was staring at you
I'm
while
so
you were
hungry.
doing
I'm
it.
surprised I haven't eaten it yet.
I think people, first of all, that card sounds
It's
unreal.
I'm so excited. It's taken us some time to get together, and do send me your suggestions of, I need 2 more ladies who you think are the best. It's the best representation of, fighting females in Australia right
Mhm.
now. Because I'd really like to fill those last 2 slots.
Yeah.
With some amazing ladies. But I'm grateful for all the women who's going to be there, who's obviously submitted their stuff and sent their stuff to me, and for Cam and for Conrad and Steve and everyone else. And,
Yeah. What a
oh,
good
man.
what a good opportunity this is going to be for, like, because a lot of people probably don't know a lot of the names that you just named. You know what I'm
they probably
saying?
don't.
Especially here in the United States. But like, I'm excited to see that because I love watching pro wrestling with fresh eyes, especially seeing fresh talent and like seeing who I become emotionally invested in, who sticks out to me.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to tell you right after too, like, oh my God, she was killer, or like, I
Yeah.
loved her, because we get
Yeah.
excited when we talk about that kind of
Totally.
stuff. And it's an amazing thing that you're, you know, opening the doors for this, for fresh talent and new people to be shown, while also being on the card with like a Jordynne Grace and Steph Delaney
know.
and these people that they're going to be in the ring against to highlight how good they are. Like,
Right.
so this is awesome. This is
It's
going
like
to
a
be exciting.
blend of worlds and generations.
Yeah.
And
It's like an all-star
styles and-
cast, kind of,
Totally.
you know? Like, it's, I don't know, they call it like all-star, right? When you just bring in like different people from all over the place
Yeah.
to make one killer roster.
Yeah.
I love that.
Rockstar roster.
Yeah, and you got to have the rookies, you got to have the people that you might not know, but they're going to come out 10 times harder because you might not know them. And those are the people I like.
Yeah.
The scrappy ones that you
Yeah.
wouldn't expect.
I always love an underdog.
Yes.
I felt like I was an underdog my whole career, and
Yeah.
I love that underdog story. They're
Yeah.
my favorite. Like, I never was one that would get cliched and like love the one that everybody loved.
Mhm.
If anything, like that made me crazy because I was never the popular kid in school.
Really?
So no. Oh my gosh, no.
Really? You're so popular now with everybody. It's so hard for me to be like, I can't imagine it not like that.
No, I was very much a nerd,
Oh.
and I was very quiet, and I was loud and boisterous and that stuff, and comfortable elements.
Yeah.
But also, I was just
Interesting.
yeah. I'm still a nerd, and I'm okay with it.
But you're like a good nerd. I feel like it's good to be a nerd of the pro
I'm
wrestling
only-
world because we're all kind of nerds.
When I'm out and I'm doing stuff, I'm in. But when I'm home, I'm very much a
Yeah.
you
The
gotta turn it
homebody,
on,
you know?
turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But this
No,
is going to
but
be
it's
awesome.
It's gonna be freaking amazing.
And it's so soon.
I was closer than we realized. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I actually do need to announce this card, being that
Gabby?
this show is pretty close.
Pretty close. I literally just realized this too while we were talking about the card. You're going to be in the ring. You haven't been in the ring in a minute.
I haven't.
How are you feeling
Since
about
I
it?
wrestled Trinity. Actually, I have not
Right.
wrestled.
How do you feel? Are you like, and this is, and you're going
I
against
don't know
someone you
how I
know a
feel.
little
Well,
bit, but
right now I'm a bit under the weather, so I don't feel great about it.
right.
But I do intend. I'm going down to work out in the ring at a friend's school
Mhm.
down in Florida a little bit, and since I'm obviously working with OVW a little bit, I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to kind of hop in the ring and work out in the ring there. I think that's going to be important, is like get my ring win back
Yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah.
because I haven't out of practice.
Yes.
Like I think that certain things you'll always be, but you can also just get a little rusty, or just like
The
your
ring rust.
timing and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be blown up,
Yeah.
But
no.
it's going to be difficult. It's going to be like, so it's one thing about I didn't do with Empower is like I wasn't on the show, but at the same time I go like, I turned down, like I was like I've not been to Australia since 2016, 17.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll go back,
Mhm.
like, so
Why not?
this one, I'm like, maybe I should wrestle on this
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just to put,
Especially if I'm going to get a chance to try to wrestle one of my best friends.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and a match means so much to you.
Totally,
Like,
exactly.
you have to do it while you can,
Like,
and you're
why
in
not?
charge, so you can do it.
Right. Yeah. Do whatever I want.
Do whatever I want.
No.
I'm mother.
I am mama.
Listen, people miss seeing you on TV. Every person today was talking about, like, when are we seeing you back? When do
They
we want to see
did.
it? So, like, you miss her, then you got to watch the
Yeah.
show because she's going to be in the ring. So I'm just saying.
I think it's because it was open ended, because I never said I feel like
Yes.
if I would have put a button on it and go like, okay, that's it, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you could do one more or whatever, and like do that, but they would recognize that. But because I've not said I retired, or
Yeah.
officially, because I've not.
We're just going to cut that and make that the headline.
Yeah.
Just SoundCloud, you going, not me saying I'm retiring. Imagine.
I'm retiring.
I would never
Yeah.
do that to you, Mickie.
Oh
I would
my
I would
God.
die. But, listen, a lot of, Sting just retired, and I thought they did it very classy. I thought it was pretty awesome how he went out on his own terms and what he
Yeah.
wanted to do.
That's amazing. It's
Do you
every
do you give any
wrestler's
thought
dream.
into it ever?
I think I gave thought into it when I was asked to kind of move behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
What after I had my ACL surgery with WWE, and they, we had talked about like me doing commentary, done commentary for Main Event.
Yeah.
And I was still like had a knee brace on my knee and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I just felt like I had such unfinished business in the ring. And I remember asking them, like, okay, like I'd be willing to parlay kind of behind the scenes, and maybe quote unquote retire, but I would love something with like to retire on, like something that I can hang, because I didn't feel like my second run in WWE wasn't really about me, like it was about everyone else,
right?
And like elevating. And so I go like, I just would have really liked something, worthy of my career to kind of hang my hat on, to say like that I could say like, okay, I'm proud of that, like that would be great. And so I had put some thought into it then, and even I will say I didn't really get it, and I kind of was, it was, I was told to me then, like, no one really ever gets that, like a lot of people, you're very lucky if a wrestler was to get that. And I go, yeah, that's true. I go, but if you're asking me to, shift behind the scenes, I'm kind of telling you I'd really like this, because I'm still, it wasn't like an age different thing. So it was more about the time I'd been on TV, I think. Yeah. Because I was the same age as like Asuka and Tamina and, Natty and other people. Like we were all kind of in that, but I think it's because I'd been wrestling on TV for so long,
Makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah. So then I just kind of went to TNA and did that instead, and did the last rodeo. And honestly, I could retire tomorrow and I'd be totally fine, because I go like, I don't really know what else I have to prove aside from every time I go out there to prove that I'm still the best.
Yes.
Like, because I do hold myself to a very high standard.
Yeah.
And like, if there's ever a time, which I think you would ever know, like that I went out there and I was like, okay, that wasn't a great performance. And that was kind of like, if I was embarrassed about it or whatever, then I'd probably, because my ego would not let my career go, like, because of,
Yeah, I get what
you want to be
saying.
remembered a certain way.
Yeah, of course. Right. And you want to be able to look back at your last match or your last thing and be like, I'm happy with how that was. And I can like settle down and put my boots down and now be like,
totally
chill. And if you have that one thing where you're like, oh, or that one regret, or maybe that one person you didn't get to have a match with that you kind of want to.
I mean, I think there's always that. There's you see people come along and then you're like, oh my God, I'd love to have a match with that person. I'd love to, between like never having a match with Charlotte or whatever, like I would have loved to have Rhea, like to see, because Rhea was still in NXT and people were talking about her. And I was like, yeah, she's good. She's good. But where she's now, from that Rhea to where she's become now, I'm like, oh my God, I would love.
Yeah. She went from like a girl to a woman now,
totally.
Like that's how she,
grown.
Yeah. Grown ass woman.
She's a grown ass woman, y'all. No, there's just,
she's mommy.
She is
me.
Mommy.
But your mother. The mother. I have to ask this because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing my job as a podcaster. Thoughts on Mercedes Moné showing up to AEW?
I'm excited for her.
Yeah.
I think it's a whole different environment. Obviously, it's a whole different locker room. There's some familiar faces there that I think that she's, obviously Saraya and other women that she's worked with before. But I'm just really proud of her, because I feel like everything that she's done in this last bit has been on her own terms. Yeah. And she's kind of wrote her own story, and, she's cashing them checks, baby.
Moné,
baby. Don't
Moné
play.
Talks. I don't know, what did she say about
Moné talks. It does, and bullshit walks.
It's nothing less, cause you rockin' with the best. Now we about to get Gabby AF.